Hi, everybody. This is Paul Palmer, and
This is Natasha Todorovic Cowan. Great to be with you, Paul.
good to be back, Natasha. I haven't spoken to you for a while.
I
And
know we've been busy.
yeah, I think we've both been busy, and it's interesting to know how things are changing again. So most of last year, everybody was just like shut down, and then the new year, I found that everybody wants to get going again, and I don't really think people are thinking about their team that they're working with. They're just thinking, I need to get there. Because a lot of the ones that I talk to are still on lockdown.
Yeah.
So rather than leading their team, they're thinking, well, I'll just do this. And spending maybe 10, 12, 14 hours, instead of using the team of 10 or 20 people they've got and delegating some of their work, and actually realizing that somebody can work together rather than working on their own.
Absolutely. Well, look, part of what happened, I think, with COVID was it hit our fear instincts and responses. And when we go into fear, we kind of shut down.
Mm.
And for those who are more communal collective, who tend to share and delegate, they'll shut down into more individualistic, I'm alone, I've got to tackle this myself and forget about the team. And that's probably a lot of what we're seeing is, you just forget the resources around you because you're all locked up in yourself.
So how do the leaders get out of it? Because even now we're still isolated from each other.
Yeah, some of the things that I'll advise folks to do is just take pictures of your team and organize them around you so you can visually see them if you're more visual, and really focus in on what is going on for this person, what's going on for that person, what's happening between these guys, what projects are they working on, and what might get in the way in terms of their personalities and their preferences and their working flows. Far too many leaders don't focus enough attention on who their people are. And leadership is not I'm going to go and people are going to follow. Leadership is it's a chosen thing. So if you're a leader, people chose you as their leader. People decided there's something about you that they were going to lean into, that they were going to give control over, that they were going to trust. And people can be in a power relationship that's lower than you as a leader, but still not see you as a leader, even though you've got positional power. So by understanding who they are and understanding that relationship between yourself and others and between team members, that brings out your capacity to lead. Does
Yeah,
that make sense, Paul?
it does. It does. And I find in the quality teams that a lot of the time the senior people are the ones with the technical skills as well.
Yeah.
And they've rarely had any management experience. They've not had any leadership training. And sometimes they can't even talk to the team, never mind work with them and delegate to them.
Yeah,
They're just,
absolutely. That we've seen lots more engineers come through during the years, more technical folks, because they're trying to understand the human factors, and they usually run up smack headlong into those human factors and go, "Wow, I'm missing something. I'm not sure what I'm missing. My skills aren't getting me through." And then they, I'll oversimplify it, but they realize they're in high school, not in college.
yeah.
And in high school, it's all about the people and the drama and the gossip.
It makes me remember when I was, it's probably about 11 years ago. And I found that I was not listening to people, literally. I would just tell them what to do. And if they gave me some feedback, well, that's their problem because I wasn't
Just
going
get
to
it done.
I wasn't going to say anything back to them that they were listening about. It was very strange to realize because I was doing some training, um, I was doing some sales training at the time, and they pointed out, well, you're getting to the end, you're getting to the solution, but you didn't actually listen to anything the other person had said. And then I started observing myself, not just in the sales situation, but in the team situation when I was working with people, because I knew the solution to the problem. Then rather than taking them by the hand and leading them towards it and getting their support in getting there, which of course you need to do if you're going to actually deliver a solution, I was finding that I would go from question to answer, and I'd lose them on the way because I'd already gone through the 10 steps that I needed to do to get there. And I do think that's why I get called into companies, because I can now build the blocks between the teams. I can build the blocks department to department.
Yeah, you're really good at, you worked on that, and you're really good at sort of wiring up from one end to the other what needs to happen in the connection, the communication, spotting the pieces that are breaking apart.
I think that's probably because I know the parts. I understand the bits along the way, not just the start and the end. And I think that's partly why I can go all the way across in one loop, because I can do the different steps.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I do find leading a team, the last team, the largest one in the last couple of years was about 30 people. And they were quite a diverse team. They were primarily quality, but not all quality. And the team themselves were all probably technically focused on their experience and not very strong at working together. And nobody had done anything about building the blocks to bring them together. So I set them out on training that they did together as a team. So I got them all together every month, because they were at different sites, so we couldn't do it all the time. Every month, made sure they understood what was expected, made sure they knew what was coming. And we actually built a team rather than just having a group of people.
Yeah. And that's a big difference. You know, people refer to the team as the group, you know, those guys, but the team is really a cohesive group of folks who are working together. And, you know, the reason I put this up today is because each of these colors represents a way of these groups organizing together, represents their needs, represents their preferences in terms of how they relate to one another, and also represents a different leadership approach. So the leader and the team and the problem and the customer environment all have to have congruence for things to work. So that's,
Well, maybe we should break down those individual different colors on one of the next calls.
Oh my God, how many years do we have? And, you know, really, this comes from, you know, not just I thought of this, but this comes from 70 years of research into the psychosocial development of humans. And it's been tested around the world in multiple countries, multiple languages, multiple cultures. And this is the consistent way in which human beings evolve and emerge. Their leadership, their motivation, and their organizing in groups. So yeah, let's do it.
Okay. Thank you, Natasha.
It's been awesome, Paul. Nice to see you.
Talk to you again soon. That's Paul Palmer and Natasha Todorovic Cowan coming to see you again soon, talking about leadership.